Time for the flour recipe of the night. This is for Southern chicken and pastry, sometimes called chicken dumplings. This homemade chicken and pastry is a classic Southern comfort food at its best. Prep time is 10 minutes. Cook time is an hour and 5 minutes. And altogether, it's an hour and 15 minutes. It serves 6 people. Here's what you need for the pastry. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, salt and pepper, 3/4 of a cup of water, room temperature, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. For the chicken, you need 3 pounds of bone-in skin on chicken breasts or thighs. I prefer the chicken thighs because the dark meat is much better. That's just me. I really like the dark meat. 6 to 8 cups of chicken broth, or enough just to cover the chicken. Optional garnish, chopped fresh parsley or thyme. Now here's what you gotta do. Prepare the pastry in a large bowl, whisk together the flour, baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, in a separate bowl. Whisk together water and melted butter using a rubber spatula. Stir the butter mixture into the flour mixture just until incorporated. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured counter and knead for about a minute. Adding additional flour to the counter and to your hands if necessary to prevent sticking. Return the dough to a large bowl, cover with plastic wrap, and set aside while you prepare the chicken. For the chicken, you place the chicken in a large Dutch oven. Add enough chicken broth to cover the meat. Bring to a boil. Reduce heat to low. Cover and serve for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until the chicken is cooked right through, meaning there's no trace of pink left. It's still tender and moist. Now, to roll out the pastry, while the chicken simmers, roll out the pastry onto a floured surface so that it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, using a sharp knife, a pastry cutter, or even a pizza cutter. Slice the pastry in a 1/2 inch wide and 3-inch long strips. Then, to shred the chicken, remove the chicken to a plate or large bowl. Set aside. Return broth to a boil over medium-high heat. Add pastry strips. Reduce heat to low. Cover and simmer, stirring occasionally until the pastry is tender. 15 minutes. While the pastry cooks, use 2 forks to shred the chicken into bite-sized pieces, discarding the skin and the bones. Add the chicken to the pot and cook it, uncovered for about 5 to 10 more minutes, or until the broth is thick. Taste and season with additional salt and pepper if necessary. Then you garnish with parsley or thyme, and you serve it. Now, if you have the time, you can make homemade chicken broth. Use bone-in, skin-on chicken pieces. That has the most flavor. Chicken thighs are great. The dark meat, of course, I picked thighs because the dark meat stays more moist and juicy when it's all cooked. So I'd go for the chicken thighs. Stir the pot as you're adding the pastry to the broth, and continue to stir occasionally as the pastry simmers, so to prevent the strips of dough from sticking together. The total amount of salt will vary depending on your personal taste preferences on the broth that you use. Taste the broth as regularly as you're preparing the dish, and adjust with additional salt and pepper as needed. For a thicker broth, simmer the chicken and pastry uncovered for a little bit longer. Garnish each bowl with fresh parsley or thyme for a bright, colorful touch. Now that's a wonderful dinner, huh? Southern chicken and pastry. Something that you should try at least one time in your life. It's really that good. So log on to theseasonmom.com for this recipe, and you'll make this any night of the week. It's really good, and it's worth the time. I'm Frozen Fan 491. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all had a great Thursday. I will see you tomorrow as I begin the weekend with my belated birthday showing for Martin Stone, which is going to be a couple Disney autograph books and my Disney Memories scrapbook. So I hope you're going to stay tuned for that. But until then, take care, stay safe, and above all else, have a good night.